Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in at home and around the world to Global TV AM News live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Chidima Jawesen. Thanks for joining us. The Nigerian Senate has directed 5 of its committees to commence investigation into oil theft and its impact on petroleum production and oil revenues in the country. Kikeloma Okere reports that the committees which were given the mandate on the floor of plenary include petroleum upstream, downstream gas, Niger Delta, and that in charge of host communities.
The resolution was reached after the debate on a motion sponsored by Senator Ned Nwoko and 2 others. In his debate, Senator Nwoko noted that in March 2023, Nigeria lost over 65.7 million barrels of crude oil valued at $83 per barrel, translating to revenue loss of 2.3 trillion naira as a result of oil theft.
The motion is for urgent need to investigate the incessant and nefarious acts of crude oil thefts in the Niger Delta and the actors. In March 2023, Nigeria incurred a substantial loss of 65.7 million barrels of crude oil valued at $83 per barrel, translating to a staggering revenue loss of 2.3 trillion as a result of oil theft.
Contributing to the debate, other lawmakers highlighted the need to address the issue of oil theft and its attendant consequences on the environment and economy of Nigeria.
What I would suggest is not for us to continue to lament or set up inquiries. My suggestion, Mr. President, is that given the seriousness of this situation, and I will dare say before the new government, each agent gets sucked into the tradition, this is the time to stop it.
In supporting this motion, if you look at it, there are a lot of salient points he made. He said the bunkering started in 1970. We are in 2023 now, which means that's 53 years ago. Up till now, we've not been able to solve it. He said 2.3 trillion is being stolen every year. That's a lot of money. How much is even the budget of Nigeria? The biggest problem we have in this country, Mr. President, is punitive measure. All these things, there are a lot to it. A colleague of mine now was contributing. He even said at his backyard, he has been arresting people who are bunkering, doing bunkering at his backyard, but nothing has happened.
In his remark, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who also alluded to the issues raised by the colleagues, urged the investigative panel to come up with a lasting solution.
Into the actions of security forces, militia groups, the local populace, oil company employees, and any individual or entities suspected to be using sophisticated methods to pilfer our oil resources from the oil facilities within our country. Those in support of the prayer one say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The committee were given 6 weeks to conclude work on investigation and report back to the plenary. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News, Abuja.
President Bola Tinubu on Thursday approved the appointment of Mr. Ola Olukayede to serve as the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for a renewable term of 4 years in the first instance, pending Senate confirmation. This comes nearly 4 months after he suspended the erstwhile anti-graft agency chief, Mr. Abdul Rashid Bawa. A statement by Ajuri Ngolale, President Tinubu's special advisor on media and publicity, says Olukayede's appointment follows the resignation of the suspended executive chairman of the EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa. Labour Party's presidential candidate in Nigeria's 2023 election, Peter Obi, says President Bola Tinubu's lingering certificate issue with the Chicago State University has further worsened the glorious image of Nigeria internationally. Addressing the journalists in Abuja, Obi asked President Tinubu to again tell Nigerians the schools he attended if he participated in the one-year National Youth Service Corps. Sharon Ajay has more.
The Labour Party presidential candidate also called on President Tinubu to reintroduce himself to the nation and the world at large, rather than outsourcing that responsibility to political surrogates.
To the outsiders, the entire Chicago University matter, as well as Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu's many other lingering identity question marks, have further worsened Nigerian less than glorious image internationally. He should reintroduce himself to the nation he governs and to the world for avoidance of further doubt. He should let the world know his name, his nationality, his place of birth, his parentage, the primary and secondary school he attended with dates, as well as the actual universities he attended and certificates obtained. He should indicate clearly where and when he did his national youth service. In addition, if at any time he had a change of name, he should state so clearly and circumstance that his name itself is no crime. This is a simple task that will take only a few minutes. It requires no affidavit, prolonged court process, spokesperson, agents or surrogates. The task is one that only Chief Bola Tinubu himself, through a direct personal statement, can perform.
The former Anambra State Governor maintains that having occupied the highest political office in the country, President Tinubu no longer has a right to any privacy regarding his identity.
In his present capacity as a leader of a nation of over 200 million Nigerians, his true identity is a matter of grave national and international interest. The people deserve to know with certainty the true identity of their leader, and this overrides whatever rights he may have to personal privacy.
It could be recalled that PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has requested the release of President Tinubu's certificate from the Chicago State University over the suspicion that the certificate of the former Lagos State Governor submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, may not be authentic. During a press conference last week after the president's academic records were released to him, the former vice president who is challenging Tinubu's election called on Obi, Rabiu Kwankwaso, and other Nigerians to join his quest for justice over the matter. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The minister challenged officers and men of the service to roll their sleeves for work, stating that the era of work is now, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the president. He challenged authority of the fire service that the operation should go beyond firefighting, that the service must also forecast for impending fire outbreak and other disaster. The minister stated this on Wednesday at the commissioning of firefighting vehicles at the headquarters of Federal Fire Service, Abuja. Tunji Ojo also implored the FFS that its Fire Institute would not only be personal training alone, it must integrate training of fire rescuers who would be deployed to man commercial and public buildings to ensure compliance with fire safety mechanism. The Controller General of Federal Fire Service, Engineer Jaji Olola Abdul Ganiyu, commended the minister for his visionary leadership and efforts to modernize the service with the state-of-art equipment and data harmonization to raise the bar of internal security and citizenship integrity for Nigerians to have a sweet experience. Senator representing Anambra South, Ifeanyi Ubah, has dumped the Young Progressive Party YPP for the All Progressive Congress APC. The president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced Ubah's membership of the ruling party on the floor during the Thursday's plenary. Senator Ubah, according to the Senate president, cited irreconcilable differences as reason for leaving the YPP. Sandra Akbar has this report.
Addressing newsmen shortly after plenary, Senator Ubah explained that his decision is in the interest of his constituents.
Almighty God, I want to thank Almighty God for a day like this. My passion and my vision in politics is to always give value to my constituents. And I think in this movement, it is all about the betterness of my constituency and those who have a lot of confidence in my renewed vision to see how I can contribute towards the development of Nigeria and then as well to my constituency.
Senator Ubah was elected under the Young Progressive Party YPP in 2019 and re-elected under the YPP in the recently concluded 2023 general election. Sandra Akbar reporting for Global TV.
As part of efforts to ensure safety of lives and property of residents in the territory, the Nigerian police is partnering with neighboring states to secure the nation's capital while parading some criminals arrested for various crimes ranging from murder and kidnapping to illegal possession of ammunition. The Force Public Relations Officer, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Muyiwa Adejobi, says the police will not relent in addressing the rising cases of insecurity in the territory. Kikelomo Okere has this report.
During the parade, DCP Adejobi explained that operations carried out so far by officers of the force have continued to yield positive results as 54 suspects were arrested, some of whom were already facing prosecution in court. He added that 92 firearms, 760 live ammunition, 14 vehicles, 1 RPG, among others items, were recovered.
Supposing that he wanted to have sex with the both of us. So we now proposed the car sex to him and he agreed, and the BDSM too, he agreed. He was even telling us already from the garden about how he was going to deal with us and everything when we get inside. Although we were not bothered because we knew we were not planning to have sex with him and we just wanted to take his cash and leave. So naked and he got on the bed. Then I got on the bed with him. He allowed my friend tie his hand and tie his leg. He was even the one that raised up his leg for her to tie him. So after she tied his hand and his leg, based on the fact that we were in a room and not in a car, because normally we thought that if we want to have car sex with somebody, it cannot be in a public place that people can easily see or hear. But because it was in a room, so we were already thinking about what we're going to do, in case maybe he starts shouting or something. So
part of those paraded by Force PRO are 2 suspects, Adama Joy Joseph and Oriolua Davies, arrested for murder of Mr. Adeni Ojo in Kwara State. Also notably among those paraded who confessed to the crimes were 5 suspects connected to the kidnapping of a Swiss national, Diego Tana, in Federal Capital Territory.
We asked him to pay us our salary. Me and my younger brother with the rest staff, we asked him to pay us our salary. Then he said that if he did not pay us our salary, are we not going to work? And all this kind of stuff. So I asked him and said, if if the Nigerian man should try this in your country, you will behead him. And you are trying this in my own country. So he replied and said, you want to behead me? So he left me. He went to work and went to his brother, this man named Xiang Jiawan, and told him to drive me and my brother away, that we the ones that used to tell the remaining staff not to go to work if we don't have our salary. I think there was no food, and I started thinking sometimes I should go hang myself, sometimes I should just go do all these rituals of the thing, or do back and just make money for food and all those kind of stuff. My house rent is due and all those things. So I just think instead of me to do that, it's better I just go make the man that made me lose everything, pay for this. That was when I started searching for those niggas, those guys.
On the issue of alleged rising cases of male organ disappearing in the Federal Capital Territory, Adejobi urged residents to rely on the police for proper investigation, as these claims cannot be substantiated. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
Meanwhile, in a swift reaction, the management of Kwara State Polytechnic has denied it those suspects of Adama Joseph and Orioluwa Davis, who were paraded by the Nigeria police for killing a club owner, Adeniyi Ojo, in a hotel situated in Ilorin in Kwara State. The institution's public relations officer, Halimat Garba, on Thursday, the registrar said the suspects are not students of the Polytechnic. The institution stressed that the suspects' claim that they were schooled at the Polytechnic is untrue, baseless, and a figment of their imagination, noting that the claim was intended to drag the name of the ever-peaceful institution into the mud. The registrar further urged all Polytechnic stakeholders and press members to verify anything fact with the institution before circulating it. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken vowed on Thursday that the United States will always back Israel, but said the Palestinians also had legitimate aspirations not represented by militant group Hamas, paying a solidarity visit as Israel's army Hamas over weekend attacks that killed 1,200 people in Israel. Blinken also gave a new death toll for U.S. citizens, saying at least 25 people were confirmed among the dead. President Joe Biden has vowed unwavering support for Israel and not called for restraint against Hamas, but Blinken hinted at the need for an eventual peace settlement, an idea that has long met resistance from the right-wing Netanyahu. Another earthquake has hit western Afghanistan just days after two large quakes in the same region killed more than 1,000 people. The new 6.3 magnitude quake struck at around 5:10 local time on Wednesday, 28 kilometers north of Herat, killing at least one person. More than 100 were injured and taken to hospital, health officials said. UNICEF said more than 90% of those who died in the week's earthquakes in Afghanistan were women and children. The wider impact of the latest quake is not yet clear, but many people were sleeping in the open after their homes were destroyed on Saturday. You're watching Global TV AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. One Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Global TV AM News returns, CBN lifts import ban on 43 items. The news continues shortly with details of these and other stories right after this break. Please don't go away. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the AM News from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The Central Bank of Nigeria has lifted the ban placed on importation of restricted 43 items and now allows the importers to purchase foreign exchange in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. In a statement by the Director of Corporate Communications, Dr. Isa Abdul Muwi, the bank stated that it is aimed to ensure that market forces determine exchange rate on a willing buyer. William Teller Principal, the CBN spokesperson, said that the prevailing foreign exchange FX rate should be referenced from platforms such as the CBN website, FMDQ, and other recognized or appointed trading systems to promote price discovery, transparency, and credibility in the FX rate. He noted that as part of its responsibilities to ensure price stability, the CBN will boost liquidity in the Nigerian foreign exchange market by interventions from time to time, adding that as market liquidity improves, these CBN interventions will gradually decrease. Meanwhile, the exchange rate between the naira and the dollar has dropped to 1,014 naira in the parallel market. The ongoing trend of demand surpassing supply seems to be a contributing factor. Forex traders report inflow quotes ranging from 1,035 naira to 1,045 naira per dollar, indicating heightened scarcity on Wednesday night. Despite this, the official trade rate remains at 776.8 per dollars, highlighting a notable disparity between the experiences of Nigerians in official and unofficial channels. And that's it on Global TV AM News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. One Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidimma Jawesen, thanking you so very much. I'll see you soon.